So how is this falling out among Arab populations everywhere? Who knows that better than Representative Thaddeus McCotter in Michigan? He represents perhaps the largest concentration of Arab Americans in this country. He's been calling out the White House for supporting these Egyptian protesters, while not supporting the Democratic Iranian protesters in 2009. The Congressman joins me now. Good to have you, Congressman.
Thanks, Neil.
You're very close to this community. You know the community well. In fact, you've proved to be a very valuable bridge to this community at key times in our recent history. What are they saying? What are they telling you?
Well, I think they represent the general concern across the board. Many people know that the initial protests were born of socioeconomic discontent that's gone over a long period of time. They understand the very flawed nature of Mubarak and his government. But there's also grave concerns to what type of government would take his place. Would they in fact be representative of the people's aspirations for more democracy, for greater socioeconomic opportunity at the grassroots community level? Or will this be a movement a popular movement that is then controlled over time by the Muslim Brotherhood and other more extreme elements within Egypt? I think this is a grave concern for people. And I think that, Neil, that when you look at the final analysis, what you want to see is, and why I advocate that we support our ally, is reform through existing institutions, rather than creating a vacuum where over time the most radicalized and most highly organized entity within Egypt, other than the government, the Muslim Brotherhood, ultimately takes control of that state.
What do we do, though? I mean, there was criticism of the president a couple of years ago when he wasn't more vocal in supporting Iranian democratic protesters. The Iranian government clamped down on them. Of course, we know that went away. So they say he should be more vocal and supportive of these protesters now. Can he? What does he do?
Well, I did not criticize the president for saying that the people of Egypt want more democratization. I think that the problem was that within Iran, we could not see the distinction between the two. If you look at what the Iranian students and what the Green Movement revolution wanted, they wanted to get rid of a theocratic regime, murderous regime, and reinstitute democratic reforms. What you're seeing within Egypt right now is the opposite. What you're seeing is a group, the Muslim Brotherhood, that is now increasingly actively involved within this movement, that would rather go from a secular state, which can be reformed, into one of a more Islamist state that would be more reminiscent of what was put in place in Iran. And as an American, and what we have to watch for is we do now want history to record that we had a failed democratic revolution within our enemy Iran and a successful revolution within our ally Egypt that led to consequences for our national security.
Congressman, thank you very, very much.
Thanks, Neil.